Day 16 of the Diddy trial just wrapped, and the courtroom heard jaw-dropping revelations. New testimony revealed Diddy wasn't acting alone, and shockingly, Jay-Z's connection to Beyoncé may not be as innocent as it seemed. A former assistant testified that Diddy groped her and threatened her life. Meanwhile, a hotel security guard who was bribed to destroy incriminating tapes has come forward, leaking disturbing details of what really happened in Diddy's hotel suite. There's a lot to unpack.
Jay-Z have a toxic relationship. He preyed on her when she was just 18 years old. Fans accuse him of grooming her and then later on controlling her every move. At the same time, it's been revealed that he's a cheater and he cannot be trusted. So let's get into it.
I predict a Beyonce and Jay-Z divorce announcement in 2025. It's officially gone too far. It's too much. The allegations are terrible. And I'm one of the biggest fans of Beyonce. She is a legend. She is so talented. And if you know Beyonce, she is so picky about what she posts on social media, who she associates with. I feel like the people around her, are very strategic on how her image comes off. And her being tied to Jay-Z, I just don't see it playing out like that. Like, I just don't see her sticking by his side for the long run, especially.
The truth about Jay-Z and Beyoncé's relationship is finally surfacing. Allegations are emerging that Jay-Z began dating Beyoncé when she was just 16, and he was 28. Their relationship wasn't made public until she was 19. Jay-Z has long avoided questions about this timeline, but insiders suggest this isn't the only time he's engaged in questionable behavior with younger women.
The biggest names in music even meet.
Well, we met a long time ago. Award shows, a lot of different performances.
And at what point did the conversation come, hey, do you want to do some music?
You know how people, you see each other and you respect each other's music. It's always that conversation, we got to do something. You know that.
Right.
The time filler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When that time filler turns into something real, then it's...
Addition, if you think you're looking at a super cute, super fashionable couple. But really, it's a 19-year-old Beyonce and a 31-year-old Jay-Z. But as the internet is so good at doing, they have sleuthed out the truth thanks to Jay-Z's own lips. They met when she was 16 and he was 28. I don't know about you, but at 28, I don't meet 16-year-olds and think, that's my future wife. But I guess I'm different than most of Hollywood. When will Jay see his day?
She was a kid at that time, correct?
A 15-year-old girl who had been flown to the United States without parental supervision or a chaperone, brought to a grown man's office in a large corporate Manhattan building. Everybody knew when she flew in. I was there the day she got signed. Everyone was talking about it. And the 6 hours that she spent with him, and the 4 hours that she spent alone with him with no parental supervision. Her father didn't show up till the next day to come and collect the check.
Well, and
this is her life.
The rumors were even beyond that, right? That Jay-Z was cheating on Beyonce with her when she was
Very
17
so.
Is what a lot of this came out through a publicist who later then
Have
had
you
to
spoken
apologize.
to my friend Jonathan Hay? You should talk to Jonathan.
Please.
Because Jonathan was there. He was right there working with Rihanna. And it was right when they started crafting her to be...
Rihanna, Aaliyah, and now Beyoncé. Jay-Z's alleged preference for younger women is under intense scrutiny. New claims reveal that Beyoncé may have stayed with Jay-Z for business reasons, despite his cheating. According to 50 Cent, their marriage was strategic. Jay-Z reportedly saw Beyoncé's rising fame and used it to build his empire. He's now worth an estimated $2.5 billion.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. Mm-hmm. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies, Trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career, if you look at his career,
Wow. You're gonna let him say that?
Jay was getting Grammys.
You're gonna let him say that?
he had one.
Exactly.
He had
And
one.
he ain't show up.
He had like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Hold on. You're not wrong. At the same time,
After that, he got some shit. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like things the cup.
wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
Absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because
from
he's
the
no
marriage.
longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
On December 13th, 2024, Uncle Ron, a former bodyguard for Jay-Z and Beyoncé, posted a viral TikTok alleging their marriage was fake, a front to dominate the music industry. He claimed he was threatened after speaking out. Shockingly, just 24 hours after posting the video, Uncle Ron was found dead. His death has only fueled speculation and concern.
On how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people. Beyonce, how you guys ended Carrie Hilson's career because she said something about you. That's how hateful you guys are. How you step on anybody to stay on the top. So remember, your relationship was a business relationship, financial, to get to the top, to become billionaires. There's no love there. See, what's done in the dark will definitely come in the light. Keep your threats up. I'm here today, and what I got to say, I'm gonna say it. So don't make idle threats to me. Cause see, I ain't Biggie. See, I ain't Beanie Cigarettes. I ain't Freeway. How you wrote all them off the minute they did for you to get you to the top. All them writing for you, and then the minute you get a little taste of success, you wrote them off. You just totally said, I don't know him. Say you don't know me. I dare you. I dare you. Remember, all the receipts, all the proof, the old school footage, I still have it. See, hardly nobody knows, but I'll say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. She's been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way. Y'all wish it what you wish it to stay on top. But there's one thing about me, bro. I can't be bought.
As more details emerge, the polished image of Jay-Z and Beyoncé is beginning to crumble. Jay-Z once pleaded guilty to third-degree assault after stabbing record exec Lance on Rivera in 1999. Meanwhile, Diddy was tied to a nightclub shooting that same year. Both men built their empires through violence, secrecy, and fear. Now, the truth is unraveling.
Rap star is busted.
Jay-Z turned himself in tonight, and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party.
Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly.
Well, Rosanna, just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say.
He's not involved in this, period.
He was at the club?
That's my only comment. He wasn't involved in this.
So it was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting?
I didn't say that. I said he was not involved in it.
Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day and that they're trying to resolve this as gentlemen. But as Mike Sheehan shows us, others say they've seen the dark side of Jay-Z.
I have my faults. You know, I'm not a perfect person.
The people in power
had gave that ring to Diddy and Jay was next in line. So to separate him when in fact they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky shit, and Diddy is and was rambunctious, you know, just out with it, it don't mean that they not two of the same. One just a little quiet with his shit.
What happened at the basketball game? When they ran into, you guys ran into Jay-Z?
They were just talking. They was talking amongst each other about their little white girls. They little skinny white girls.
And I mean, did Diddy always say negative things about Jay around you?
Sources close to Jay-Z allege he was pimping out Beyoncé to Diddy, paralleling how Diddy treated Cassie. Insiders claim Jay-Z groomed Beyoncé from the time she was 16, controlling and manipulating her. This is said to be the reason behind Solange's infamous elevator altercation with Jay-Z, and why she has since distanced herself from the Carters.
Clip 7.
Jaguar Wright, former backup singer for Jay-Z, has been calling him out for years. She claims Jay-Z is a monster, and that Beyoncé was aware of everything but chose to stay silent. Instead of holding him accountable, Beyoncé allegedly helped cover up his actions.
They want to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. He did the stuff to Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. They not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them, and they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. Until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. Hey, buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. 250 cameras all over the house? Somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. When you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having 1 or 2 or maybe 3 ups on somebody.
Hotel security supervisor Eddie Garcia took the stand, testifying that Diddy offered $100,000 to destroy surveillance footage from a hotel incident. Garcia admitted he was pressured into signing a non-disclosure agreement, silencing him and forcing the destruction of crucial evidence.
For years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything, just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
I mean, probably not, considering she's going to be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is...
Federal investigators now have phone records linking Diddy and Garcia, records that implicate Diddy's chief of staff, Christian Courtroom. In a separate lawsuit filed by rapper Lil Rod, Courtroom is described as the Ghislaine Maxwell to Diddy's alleged Jeffrey Epstein, helping organize and cover up disturbing behavior.
His name is Eddie Garcia, and he testified that not long after the attack happened, Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Courtroom, called him to ask for the footage. He said that he told her no on the phone, and again when she showed up in the lobby, said he told her no again. But that night, Garcia testified, Christina Courtroom called him again, and this time she handed the phone to Diddy. Garcia told the jury in Combs' federal trial that Puff said if that video ever got out, it would ruin his career. He testified that Diddy promised to, quote, take care of him if he could only find a way to get that video. And so, Eddie Garcia, who was promised immunity to tell the truth in court, reached out to his boss, who agreed to sell the video for $50,000. And the following day, Garcia brought a USB drive with that video to a meeting, he said, included Diddy, that chief of staff, Christina Courtroom, and one of Diddy's bodyguards. But before handing over that little USB stick, Garcia said he told Diddy he was worried. He was concerned he might be implicated in a crime if Cassie Ventura ever called the police and complained. At which point, according to Garcia, Diddy had a plan. FaceTimed Cassie and ordered her to, quote, tell him you wanted this too, Cassie. A freshly beaten up Cassie was there on the FaceTime wearing a hoodie and complied with Diddy's demand, Eddie testified. He then said he signed a contract swearing that no other copy of the video existed and swearing him to silence with $1 million penalty if he ever spoke of what he saw or of what he did, i.e. the payoff. In return, Garcia says he was handed a bag containing $100,000.
Brianna Bungelin, a friend of Cassie's, testified that Diddy once held her over a 17th floor balcony and physically abused Cassie. She recalled seeing Cassie bruised and terrified. According to Brianna, Diddy claimed his political connections would protect him and silence anyone who spoke out.
Evidence found in her phone that was seized. Today, we heard the testimony from Eddie Garcia, who was a security guard at the Intercontinental Hotel. And he said that Christina Courtroom and Diddy reached out to him multiple times to try to get possession of that video of Diddy beating Cassie Ventura, which he later claimed that him and his manager made this video disappear for Diddy and they were paid $100,000. After his bombshell testimony, the government said, I'm going to enter a stipulation into evidence. During a search at the Miami airport, law enforcement seized 2 cell phones from Christina Courtroom. And they are talking about when they rolled up on Diddy trying to get on his private jet when they were raiding the house in Miami and in LA. And after re-looking at all of those photos, I was able to confirm Christina Courtroom was with Diddy this day. And this is when they took both of her cell phones from her. Weirdly enough, this is the very last time that we would publicly see Christina Courtroom with Diddy, and before she would go ghost, deleting all of her social media accounts, even her LinkedIn. Now, the government is saying that there was evidence in one of these cell phones. There was 24 contacts, including one for Eddie My Angel. Eddie Garcia, the security guard, just had testified that Diddy kept calling him Eddie My Angel after he got the video for Diddy. And they were also able to confirm that it was Eddie's cell phone number that was attached to this name in this phone. And if you remember in his testimony, he said Christina Courtroom even called his personal number to try to get him to get this video. And there was another contact that said Eddie My Angel, friend, Intercontinental. There was also a photo of the IDs on Christina Courtroom's device. In Eddie's testimony, he said that Diddy made them hand over their IDs before they signed the end.
More witnesses took the stand, including stylist Deonte Nash, fire investigator Lance Jimenez, and LAPD officer Chris Ignazio. Each gave testimony confirming Diddy's violent tendencies. Several victims reported that Diddy threatened to leak explicit tapes if they ever contacted the police.
And threats to force her into freak-offs after the jury hears more from a different woman who claims Combs hoisted her over that balcony. This morning, a critical witness for the prosecution, a woman testifying under the pseudonym Jane, who prosecutors say began a secret relationship with Sean Combs in 2020 and spent years in hotel rooms for forced sex. Jane's testimony will follow the cross-examination of Brianna Bongolan, known as Bana, who described years of drug use with her friend Cassie Ventura.
Cassie, all the way right!
And she testified Ventura FaceTimed her before the premiere of her movie The Perfect Match.
I want to try something new.
What did you see? Prosecutors asked. Her black eye, Bongolan said. I was a little quiet, and I remember saying, I'm sorry. Bongolan testified Combs once hoisted her over this balcony after barging into Ventura's apartment on the 17th floor. For a split second, I was thinking about if I was going to fall. She said Combs kept yelling at her, you know what the expletive you did, before throwing her onto this furniture, leaving bruises. Combs denied it happened, and the defense challenged her.
And I know we have some video of her as well. And so she has been testifying about a particular incident in which Sean Combs dangled her over a balcony. We have some full screens we can put up for you in which we're telling you a little bit about who Brianna is. Now, she goes by the name Bana. She's a friend of Cassie Ventura, who sued Combs in 2024 for allegedly groping her and dangling her over a balcony. She testified about this incident. So Cassie Ventura testified about this particular incident, testifying under an immunity order granted by the judge. So yes, Brianna is under immunity here, immunity order. She got on the stand earlier and she invoked the fifth. So the big thing, the big takeaway from her testimony is about being dangled over the balcony. Defense counsel has really been trying to tear her testimony apart, attacking her credibility as well as inconsistent statements they're saying that she has made as to where exactly this dangling incident took place, saying that Cassie Ventura said it happened in a hotel, but you're up here on the stand saying it happened in an apartment, basically indicating that her and Cassie are colluding together just in order to get money from Combs, because Brianna has filed a $10 million civil suit again.
Other victims of Diddy have also testified in the trial, saying that Diddy threatened them and told them he would leak their freak-off tapes if they went to the cops. Stylist Deontay Nash, fire investigator Lance Jimenez, and LAPD officer Chris Ignacio were called to testify today, and they all gave solid testimonies proving that Diddy is violent.
With us, day 11 of testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs and racketeering trial. A former stylist for Sean Diddy Combs taking the stand, testifying about the tumultuous relationship between Cassie Ventura and the music mogul, saying he heard Combs call Ventura insulting names and threatened to beat her. The stylist also testified he heard Combs tell Cassie that he wouldn't put her music out, that he would get her parents fired from their jobs, that he would put out sex tapes. Now, earlier today, the judge denying the defense's motion for a mistrial after a Los Angeles Fire Department arson investigator testified that fingerprint evidence from the suspected break-in of rapper Kid Cudi's house was destroyed. That investigator testified he did not order the prints destroyed. The fire department concluding that the 2012 fire set inside Kid Cudi's car was caused by a makeshift firebomb known as a Molotov cocktail. The investigator telling the jury, quote, somebody had lit it, cut the roof, and dropped it in the front seat. In my opinion, it was targeted. And weeks after testifying as the prosecution's star witness, we learned today that Cassie Ventura has given birth to her third child. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges. His defense team says any sexual encounters were consensual.
An anonymous former assistant recounted 2 horrific incidents. Diddy forcibly kissed her and touched her inappropriately in 2009 and later raped her at his LA mansion. She described the events as terrifying and humiliating, saying she lived in constant fear afterward.
In week 4 of Sean Diddy Combs' criminal trial, the music mogul has pleaded not guilty to federal charges against him. Prosecutors continue to call witnesses who say they were victims of Combs' alleged abuse. Jerika Duncan has the latest, and we warned you that some of the details may be disturbing.
A former personal assistant for Sean Diddy Combs returned to the stand Monday after accusing the rap mogul of physical abuse and sexual assault. Testifying under the pseudonym Mia to protect her privacy, she alleges that Combs groped and raped her. She told the jury she didn't speak up because she, quote, would have been silenced and would have lost everything. On cross-examination, defense attorney Brian Steele tried to undermine Mia's account, insinuating she lied about the abuse and was after Combs's money.
This is the type of questioning you do in a he said, she said type of situation where there is no corroboration. This was the perfect opportunity for the defense to get aggressive, to point out those inconsistencies.
Steele showed jurors dozens of examples of Mia sending friendly, supportive texts to Combs for years after her employment with him had ended. Steele also emphasized that before the trial, Mia didn't mention sexual assault allegations until after Cassie Ventore's lawsuit. On the stand, Mia told the jury, "I have never lied in this courtroom. Everything I've said is true." She testified that she didn't come forward sooner about alleged abuse because she was, quote, terrified and brainwashed after working for Combs.
It only takes one juror to throw a wrench in the prosecution's plan and not get a conviction. If even one juror gets back there in that deliberation room and causes some reasonable doubt, that could be the defense's case.
In a serious breach of federal protocol, the identity of Mia, a former assistant who testified under a pseudonym about being abused by Diddy, was leaked despite strict court orders. This failure raises major concerns about witness safety in this high-profile case.
Implicate dozens of unidentified witnesses and allege co-conspirators around the world. And some of the key witnesses to the supposed incidents are dead, basically meaning how can we defend against it? The defense is not even permitted to share the identities of the individuals described in the disclosure letter with Mr. Combs until April 18th, further hampering defense counsel's ability to investigate. Collectively, these new allegations require many months, if not years, to investigate, and if admitted, would require a series of mini-trials.
Jay-Z, Beyonce, Diddy. These aren't just artists. They're the faces of a billion-dollar empire built on secrecy and control. But now, it's all coming apart. As more victims speak up and more truths come to light, the music industry's dark underbelly is being exposed. Stay tuned. We'll be covering every shocking update. Who do you think will be named next?